top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
I don't care if they lost. Baltimore's really good. You know, they've only allowed 9 drives this year of 10 or more plays. That's the fewest in the NFL. It just so happens 3 of those came against the Cowboys. But when I watched Baltimore yesterday, I'm like, that team, you don't want to play that team in the playoffs. New England doesn't want to play them. Pittsburgh doesn't want to play them. Baltimore's a tremendous team. That game told me more about Dallas's strength than any weakness for the Ravens. Sometimes a better team wins. It was Dallas. Baltimore's good.
Number 9.
Philadelphia's a 500 team, but I like Philadelphia. Again, point differential, red zone defense. They have a pass rush. They are second in the NFL at time of possession. Philadelphia's played a brutal schedule. I mean, who in the hell's winning that game in Seattle yesterday? They hung around for a while. They got outclassed. I don't like them at wide receiver at all. A lot of drop passes, but I think Philadelphia is a top 10 team in this league.
Number 8.
Same with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is going to have a little bit of renaissance here in the second half of the season because their schedule gets much easier. They've got stars. Le'Veon Bell's a star. Antonio Brown's a star. Big Ben is a star. They have a veteran head coach. Pittsburgh's going to have a really nice second half. I probably have them a little low, but I watched a little bit yesterday, and again, they're complaining about referees. They're just not efficient enough for me to put them higher than 8.
Number 7.
Atlanta. Now, they're a one-side-of-the-ball team. I kind of consider them a little like Oakland. The difference is Oakland's still running the ball well, and Atlanta's running game has come down a little bit, but they are first in scoring, and you can't deny you put Atlanta on the field, and they can make defenses as uncomfortable as anybody in the league because of their perimeter speed and their ability to run the football.
Number 6.
Denver. And I say this because all these teams kind of feel the same. Denver's a one side of the football team, but I will say this about Denver. They lead the NFL in fourth quarter scoring. And that to me is one of those stats that matters. They almost average 2 touchdowns a game in the fourth quarter. What does that mean? Maybe it means their defense can keep, their defense gives them opportunities. Their defense gives them good field position. That's a real stat. My biggest concern about Denver is their division. They could honestly, there are days, I'm not sure they're as good as San Diego. I know they're not as good as San Diego offensively.
Number 5.
People think I have the Raiders too high, but they're like Atlanta with a better running game. And I think their defense will show a little more promise starting tonight. They do not give the ball away. 6 giveaways all year. So not only are they in the top 5 in every offensive category, they do not make mistakes. They're like Dallas on one side of the ball. They're not as good as Dallas defensively, but I have Oakland higher than most at 5.
Number 4.
Washington. At some point, they just keep winning games. And that game last night, Kirk Cousins playing great. Since week 3, they're 6-1-1. And they played some pretty good teams. And that game last night, at some point, if you look at them offensively, people wouldn't believe this. Washington's second in the NFL in total offense. Real number.
Number 3.
New England. Tied for second best scoring differential. They blow a lot of teams out. I still think their pass rush is incredibly inconsistent and at times weak. But I get Brady Belichick, no turnovers. Boy, did Tom make a couple of great throws yesterday. I just think this team has a little lower ceiling. I don't think defensively. I think a team like a Dallas, New England would never see the football. And that's why at number 2, I have the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys would play keep away from New England. I don't think New England could get the Cowboys off the field. Listen, time of possession, number 1. Rushing, number 2. They're not giving the ball away. It'd be one thing if Dallas had a great offensive line, but they made mistakes. They don't. And I think the only team in the league that can beat Dallas head-to-head
number 1
is Seattle. Because I think Russell Wilson, there are moments when I think he's the best player in the NFL. He made a couple of plays against the Eagles yesterday. I just sat there and I thought, how do you defend him? They have Doug Baldwin now, and that's kind of been a weakness for them. Perimeter stars, he's a star. They can run the football effectively. They have a pass rush. They have the best secondary in the league. They have a veteran head coach. They play as well on the road as they do at home. I think Seattle's the only team in the league that goes toe-to-toe with Dallas and could get that Cowboy offense occasionally off the field because Baltimore couldn't. And if Baltimore can't in the second half, I think Seattle's the only other team that could. There's my herd hierarchy on a Monday.